Chapter 21. The book is attracted by the flood. With the arrival of the beautiful autumn season, the waters in the lakes and rivers become as clear as crystal, and filled with fragrant lotus flowers, and breezes blew very pleasantly. At that time, Sri Krishna entered the forest of Vrindavan with the cows and cowherd boys. Sri Krishna was very much pleased with the atmosphere of the forest, where flowers bloom and trees and trees bloom very exuberantly, where the birds, trees, and plants were all look very happy. No. Sri Krishna tended the cows and accompanied by Sri Balaramji, and the cowherd boys began to vibrate his transitional flute. After hearing the vibration of the flute of Sri Krishna, the gopis in Vrindavan remembered him and began to talk amongst themselves about how nicely Sri Krishna was playing his flute, and the gopis were describing the sweet vibration of Sri Krishna's flute. They also remembered their past times with him. Thus their minds became disturbed, and they were unable to describe completely the beautiful vibration. While discussing the transitional vibration, they remember also how Sri Krishna dress, decorated with a big on his head, just like a dancing actor, and with blue flowers pushed over his ear. His garment glowed yellow gold, and he was garlanded with a Vajanti necklace. Dressed in such an attractive way, Sri Krishna filled up the bowls of his flute with the nectar emanating from his lips. So they remember him entering the forest of Vrindavan, which is always glorified by the footprints of Sri Krishna and his companions. Sri Krishna was very expert in playing the flute, and the gopis were captivated by the vision, which was attractive not only to them, but to all living creatures. Where one of the gopis told her friends, the highest perfection of the eyes is to see Sri Krishna and Balaramji entering the forest and playing their flutes and tending the cows with their friends. Persons who are constantly engaged in the transitional meditation of seeing Sri Krishna internally and externally by thinking of him playing the flute, entering the Vrindavan forest, and tending the cows with the cowherd boys, have really attained the perfection of samadhi. Samadhi trance means absorption of all the activities of the senses in a particular object, and the gopis indicated that the pastimes of Sri Krishna are the perfection of all meditation and samadhi. It is confirmed in the Bhagavad that anyone who is always absorbed in the thought of Sri Krishna is the topmost of all yogis. Another gopi expressed her opinion that Sri Krishna and Balaramji while tending the cows with the cowherd boys appear just like actors going to play on a dramatic stage. Sri Krishna was dressed in flowing garments of yellow, Balaramji in blue, and they held new twigs of mango tree, peacock feathers, and bunches of flowers in their hands. Danced with garlands of lotus flowers. They were sometimes singing very sweetly among their friends. One gopi told her friends, how is it Sri Krishna and Balaramji are looking so beautiful? And the gopi said, my dear friends, We cannot even think of his bamboo float. What sort of wise activities did it execute so that it is now enjoying the nectar of the lips of Sri Krishna, which is actually the property of his gopis. Sri Krishna sometimes kisses the gopis, therefore the transitional nectar of his lips is available only to them. So the gopis ask, how is it possible that the fruit, which is nothing but the bamboo rod, is always engaged in enjoying the nectar from Sri Krishna's lips? Because the fruit is engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord, the mother and the father of the fruit must be happy. Lakes and rivers are considered to be the mothers of the trees, because the tree lives simply by drinking water. So the waters of the lakes and rivers of Vrindavan were in a happy mood, full of blooming lotus flowers, because the waters were thinking, how is it that our son, the bamboo road, is enjoying the nectar of Sri Krishna's lips? The bamboo trees standing by the banks of the rivers and the lakes were also happy to see their residents so engaged in the service of the Lord, just as persons more advanced in transitional knowledge take pleasure in seeing their residents engaged in the service of the Lord. The trees were overwhelmed with joy and were instantly yielding honey, which flowed from the beehives hanging on their branches. Another gopi spoke thus to her friends about Sri Krishna. Her friend of Vrindavan is proclaiming the glories of this entire earth, because this planet is glorified by lotus footprints of the son of Deity. Beside that, when Govinda plays his flute, the peacocks immediately become mad, as if they had heard the rumbling of a new cloud, when all the animals and trees and plants, either on the top of northern hills or in the valley, see the dancing of the peacocks. They all stand still and listen to the transitional sound of the flute with great attention. They think that this moon is not possible or available on any other planet. Also, the gopis were village or her women anchors had extensive Vedic knowledge, such as the effect of Vedic civilization. People would learn the highest truths of the Vedas simply by hearing from authoritative sources. Another book is said, my dear friends, see the deer, although they are dumb animals, they have close the son of Maharaj Nanda, Sri Krishna. Not only are they attracted by the grace of Sri Krishna and Balaram, but as soon as they hear the tune of the flute, the deer, along with their husbands, offer respectful obeisances unto the Lord by looking at him. And the gopis were in pass of the Lord, because the deer were able to offer their service to Sri Krishna along with their husbands. The gopis told them, saying, not so fortunate, because whenever they wanted to go to Sri Krishna, their husbands were not very happy. And the gopis said, my dear friends, Sri Krishna is so nicely said. He appears to be given pleasures to various kinds of ceremonies held by the women folk, even the wives of the denizens of heaven. become attracted after hearing the transitional sound of his friend, although they are traveling in their airplanes, enjoy the company of their husbands, and hearing the sound of Sri Krishna's flute. They immediately become fertile, their hair is loosened, and their diaper sounds like rain. This means that the transition sound of the flute of Sri Krishna extended to all corners of the universe. Also, it is significant that the book is knew about the different kinds of airplanes flying in the sky. Another book is said to her friends, my dear friends, the cows are also charmed as soon as they hear the transitional sound of the flute of Sri Krishna. It sounds to them like the pouring of nectar, and they immediately spread their long ears just to catch the liquid nectar of the flute. As for the cows, they are simply the nipples of their mother's place in their mouths, but they cannot search the milk. They remain struck with devotion, and tears splash down from their eyes, illustrating vividly how they are embracing Sri Krishna heart to heart. This phenomena indicated that even the cows and cows in Vrindavan knew how to care for Sri Krishna and embrace him heart to heart. Actually, the perfection of Sri Krishna consciousness can be culminated in a shedding of tears from the eyes. And the young gopi told her mother, my dear mother, the birds who are all looking at Sri Krishna playing on his flute are sitting very attentively on the branches and twigs of different trees. From their features, it appears that they have forgotten everything and are engaged only in hearing Sri Krishna's flute. This proves that they are not ordinary birds, they are great sages and devotees. And just to hear Sri Krishna's flute, they have appeared in Vrindavan, forests as birds. Great sages and scholars are interested in Vedic knowledge, but the essence of Vedic knowledge is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Vedasya sarvem ahameva Veda. Through the knowledge of the Vedas, Sri Krishna has to be understood. From the Vedas, it appears that they were great scholars in Vedic knowledge, and that they took to Sri Krishna's transitional vibration and rejected all branches of Vedic knowledge. Even the river Yamuna very much desiring to embrace the lotus feet of Sri Krishna after hearing the transitional vibration of his flute. Both their face left to flowing very nicely. With lotus flowers in our hands, just to present flowers to Mukunda, with deep feeling. The scorching heat of the attention sun was sometimes intolerable, and therefore the clouds in the sky appeared in sympathy about Sri Krishna and Balramji and the boyfriends. While they engage in blowing their throat, the clouds serve as a soothing umbrella over their heads, just to make friendship with Sri Krishna. The virgin girls became fully satisfied, and they spared their faces and blessed with the dust of Vrindavan. which was released from the touch of Sri Krishna's lotus feet. The aborigine girls had very full dress, and they were also very dusty. But when their lovers touched their breasts, the girls were not very much satisfied. When they came out into the midst of the forest, sorry, they saw that while Sri Krishna was walking, some of the leaves and creepers of Vrindavan had turned reddish from the kumkum powder which fell from his lotus feet. His lotus feet are held by the rupees on their breasts, which are smelled with kumkum powder. But when Sri Krishna travels in the Vrindavan, for his sweet Bhagwadh and his boyfriends, the reddish powder falls on the ground, so the rusty virgin girls, while looking towards Sri Krishna, playing his flute, saw the reddish kumkum on the ground and immediately took it and smeared it over their faces and breasts. In this way, they became fully satisfied, although they were not satisfied with their lovers touch their breasts or materialistic desires. When they immediately satisfied if one comes in contact with Sri Krishna consciousness. And the Gopi began to praise the unique position of Govardhan Hill in this way. How fortunate is this Govardhan Hill, for it is enjoying the association of Lord Sri Krishna and Balaramji, who are accustomed to walking on it. This Govardhan is always in touch with the lotus feet of the Lord, and because Govardhan Hill is so oblique to Lord Sri Krishna and Balaramji, it is supplying different kinds of fruits and herbs, as well as very pleasing crystal water from its legs in presentation to the Lord. The best presentation offered by Golden Hill, however, is newly grown grass for the cows and cows. Golden Hill knows how to please the Lord by pleasing his most beloved associates, the cows and the cowherd boys. And the book is said, everything appears when Sri Krishna and Balaramji travel in the forest of Vrindavan, buying their fruits and making intimate friendship with all kinds of moving and non-moving living creatures. When Sri Krishna and Balaramji lay on their transitional clothes, the moving creatures become stunned and stop their activities, and the non-moving living creatures, like trees and clouds, begin to shiver with ecstasy. These are the wonderful reactions of the vibration of the consciousness of Sri Krishna and Balaramji. Sri Krishna and Balaramji carried ropes on their shoulders and in their hands, just like ordinary cowherd boys. While making cows, cowherd boys bind the cows, pulling legs with a small rope. So hold most of his hands on the shoulders of cowherd boys, and it was not absent from the soldiers of Sri Krishna and Balaramji. In spite of their beings, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they played exactly like cowherd boys. And therefore, everything became wonderful and attractive. I also. While Sri Krishna was engaged in tending the cows in the forest of Vrindavan, or on Katha hill, The gopis in the village were always absorbed in thinking of him. And discussing his different pastimes. This is the perfect example of Sri Krishna consciousness. But somehow, Bhagavad remain always engrossed in thoughts of Sri Krishna. A vivid example is always present in the behavior of the gopis. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya declared that no one can worship the Supreme Lord by any method. This is better than the method of the gopis. The gopis were not born into the high Brahman or Kshatriya families. They were born in the families of Vaishyas and not in big mercantile communities, but in the families of Harmai. They were not very well educated, although they hear all sorts of knowledge from the Brahmanas. Lord says this of Vedic knowledge. The gopis' only purpose was to remain always absorbed in thoughts of Sri Krishna. The same the Bhakti Vedanta purpose of the 21st chapter of Sri Krishna. The devotees attracted by the hope. Chapter 22 Staining the garments of the unmarried gopis. According to Vedic civilization, unmarried girls from 10 to 14 years of age are supposed to worship either Lord Shivji or Goddess Durga in order to get a nice husband. But the unmarried girls of Vrindavan were already attracted by the beauty of Sri Krishna. They were, however, engaged in the worship of Goddess Durga in the beginning of the Hemanta season, just prior to the winter season. The first month of the Hemanta is Agriyana, October, November. At that time, all the unmarried gopis of Vrindavan began to worship Goddess Durga with a bow. They first ate harvest all kind of food prepared by boiling together milk and rice without any spices or turmeric. This kind of food is recommended to purify the body before one next celebristic ceremony. All the unmarried gopis in Vrindavan used to daily worship Goddess Bhaktini early in the morning after taking a bath in the river Yamuna. Bhaktini is another name for Goddess Shiva. The goddess is worshipped by preparing a doll made of sand from the bank of the Yamuna River. It is recommended in the Vedic scripture that a deity may be made from different kinds of mortal elements. It can be painted, made of metal, made of silver, made of wood, or of stone, or can be concealed within the heart of the worshipper. The Mayavadi philosopher states all these forms of the deity to be imaginary, but actually they are accepted in the Vedic scriptures to be identical with either the Supreme God or the respective demigod. The unmarried gopis used to prepare the deity of goddess Durga and worship it with chandan, pearl, garlands, incense, lamps, and all kinds of presentations. Fruits, grains, and twigs of plants. After worshipping, it is a custom to pray for some benediction. The unmarried girls used to pray with great devotion. Krishna addressing her as follows: O supreme external energy O supreme external energy, O the personality of Godhead, O supreme mystic power, O supreme controller of this material world, O Goddess, please be kind to us and arrange for our marriage with the son of Nandamhala, Sri Krishna. The Vaishnavas generally do not worship any demigods. Sri Narottam Das Thakur has strictly forbidden all worship of the demigods for anyone who wants to advance in pure devotional service. It generally people worship goddess Durga for some water benediction. The gopis prayed to the goddess to become wives of Lord Sri Krishna. The purpose is that if Sri Krishna is the center of activity, a devotee can adopt any means to achieve that goal. The gopis could adopt any means to satisfy also Sri Krishna. That was the super excellent characteristic of the gopis. To worship goddess Durga completely for 1 month in order to have Sri Krishna as a husband. Every day they prayed for Sri Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, to become their husband. Early in the morning, the gopis used to go to the bank of the Yamuna to take a bath. They would assemble together and holding his hands, progressing of the wonderful pastimes of Sri Krishna. It is a new system among Indian girls and women that when they take a bath in the river, they place their garments on the bank and dip into the water completely made. The portion of the river where the girls and women bathed was strictly prohibited to any and this is still the system. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, knowing the minds of the unmarried young gopis, knows them with their desired objective. They had prayed for Sri Krishna to become their husband, and Sri Krishna wanted to fulfill their desires. At the end of the month, Sri along with his friends appear on the scene, and the name of Sri Krishna is Yogeshwar, the master of all mystic powers. By practicing meditation, you can study the psychic movement of other men, and certainly Sri Krishna could understand the desire of the gopis appearing on the scene. Sri Krishna collected. In the water, hears a joking voice from Sri Krishna. They began to look at one another and smile. Surprised to hear such a request from Sri Krishna because they were already in love with him. Out of shyness, they looked at one another, but they could not come out of the water because they were made. Due to remaining in the water for a long time, they felt cold and were shivering. Yet upon hearing the pleasing, choking voice of Govinda, their minds were parted with great joy. They told Sri Krishna, dear son of Nanda Maharaj, please do not joke with us in that way. It is completely unjust to us. You are a very respectable boy because you are the son of Nanda Maharaj and you are very dear to us. But you should not play this joke on us because now we are all suffering from the cold water. Kindly deliver our garments immediately, otherwise we shall suffer. They then began to appeal to Sri Krishna with great submission. Dear Sham Sundar, they said, we are all our eternal servitors. Whatever you order us to do, we are always to perform without hesitation, because we consider it our religious duty. But if you insist on putting this proposal to us, which is impossible to perform, then certainly we will have to go to Nanda Maharaj and lodge a complaint against you. If Nanda Maharaj does not take action, then we shall tell King Kamsa about your misbehavior. Upon hearing this appeal by the unmarried gopis, Sri Krishna answered, my dear girls, if you think that you are my eternal servitors and you are always ready to execute my order, then my request is that with your smiling faces, you please come here alone, one after another, and take away your garments. If you do not come here, however, and if you lodge complaints with my father, I shall not care anyway, but I know my father is soon and cannot take any action against me. And the group saw that Sri Krishna was strong and determined. They had no alternative but to abide by his order. One after another, they came out of the water, but because they were completely naked, they tried to cover their nakedness by placing their left hand over their public area. In that position, they were all shivering. The same plantation was pure, and Lord Sri Krishna immediately began pleased with them. All the unmarried gopis who prayed to God turning to have Sri Krishna as a husband were thus satisfied. A woman cannot be named before any man except her husband. The unmarried gopis desire Sri Krishna as their husband, and he fulfilled their desire in this way. He pleased with them He took the garments on his shoulders and began to speak as follows. My dear girls, you have committed a great offense by going making the river Yamuna. Because of this, the predominating deity of the Yamuna, Varundev has become displeased with you. He is therefore heads with folded palms and bow down before the demigod Varun in order to be excused from the offense you have. The gopis were all simple souls, and whatever Sri Krishna said that they took to be true in order to be freed from the wrath of Varundev, as well as their fulfilled desire and their pose and ultimately to please their worshipable Lord. Sri Krishna they immediately upgraded by his order as they became the greatest lovers of Sri Krishna and his most obedient servitors. Nothing can compare with the Sri Krishna consciousness of the gopis. Actually, the gopis did not care for Varun or any other demigods. They only wanted to satisfy Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna became very invigorated and satisfied by the simple dealings of the gopis, and he immediately delivered their respective garments one after another. Although Sri Krishna cheated the young unmarried gopis and made them stand naked before him and enjoy joking words with them, and although he treated them just like dolls and stole their garments, they were still pleased with him and never lost complaints against him. This attitude of the gopis is described by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he prays, my dear Lord Sri Krishna, you may impress me and temper me until it, or you may make me open-hearted by never being present before me. Whatever you like, you can do, because you have complete freedom to do, in spite of all your dealings. You are my Lord eternally, and I have no other worshipable object. This is the attitude of the gopis towards Sri Krishna. Lord Sri Krishna was pleased with them, and since they all desired to have him as a husband, he told them, my dear well-behaved girls, I know of your desire for me and why you worship goddess Hatrani, and I completely approve of your action. Anyone whose full consciousness is always absorbed in me, even if in loss, is elevated as a flower seed cannot fructify. So any desire in connection with my loving service cannot produce any fruitful result as in any karma. There is a statement in the Brahma Samhita, Karmani Mekanti Kintuja Bhakti Bhajan. Everyone is bound by his spiritual activities, but the devotees, because they work completely for the satisfaction of the Lord, suffer no reactions. Similarly, the gopis attitude towards Sri Krishna, although seemingly lusty, should not be considered to be like the lusty desire of ordinary women. The reason is explained by Sri Krishna himself. Activities in devotional service The Sri Krishna transitioning 2040 says, my dear gopis, Sri Krishna continued, your desire to have my as your husband will be fulfilled because it is with this desire. Hey, hey, worship goddess Katha, I promise you that during the next cyclone season, you shall be able to meet with me, and you shall enjoy me as your husband. Mr. Sri Krishna, in the company of his cowherd boyfriends, would settle on the shade of some trees and become very happy. As much as the inhabitants of Vrindavan. My dear Stoke Sri Krishna, my dear Vaitava, my dear Bhadra Singh, my dear Sudhava, my dear Suvara, my dear Arjuna, my dear Vishal, my dear Vishal, just look at this. Most fortunate trees of Vrindavan, they have dedicated their lives to the welfare of others. Individually, they are tolerating all kinds of natural disturbances, such as hurricanes, torrents of rain, scorching heat, and freezing cold. They dedicated their lives to the welfare of others. Individually, they are tolerating all kinds of natural disasters, such as hurricanes, torrents of rains. No one is dying, sheltered by these trees. They supply various kinds of facilities to society, such as leaves, flowers, fruits, shade trees, bark fiber, stack and fuel. They are the perfect example of noble life. They are like a noble person. They are like a noble person who has sacrificed. They supply various kinds of facilities to human society, such as leaves, flowers, fruits, shade, fruits, bark, flavor extracts, and fuel. They are the perfect example of noble life. They are like a noble person who sacrifice everything possible, his body, mind, activities, intelligence, and purse, for the welfare of living entities. Present personality of Godhead walk on the bank of the river, touching the leaves of the trees and their fruits, flowers and twigs, and like various welfare activities. Different people may accept certain welfare activities to be beneficial for human society according to their own views. Other welfare activity that can be rendered to people in general for eternal benefit. With the spreading of the Shri Krishna consciousness movement, everyone should be prepared to propagate this movement as instructed by Lord Chaitanya. One should be humble than the glass, on the ground and more tolerant and achieve the toleration of trees explained by Lord Sri Krishna himself and those who are engaged in the preaching of Sri Krishna conscious should learn lessons from the teachings of Lord Sri Krishna and Lord Chaitanya through their lives of quick succession while passing through the forest of Vrindavan on the bank of the Yamuna Sea. Sri Krishna sat down at a beautiful spot and allowed the cows to drink the cold and transparent water of the Yamuna Sea. Inflating the cow heard voice, Sri Krishna and Balaramji also drank. After seeing the young gopis bathe in the Yamuna Sea, Sri Krishna passed the rest of the morning with the boys. The end of Bhaktivedanta purpose of the 22nd chapter of Sri Krishna, seeing the garments of the unmarried gopi girls. Chapter 22, stealing the garments of the unmarried gopi girls. To get the right husband or right wife in the Hindu religion, people go either in the temple of Shivji or in the temple of Goddess Durga to get the right husband or three like that. So from 10 to 14 years of age, there is described for right husband or right wife, how to worship the goddess Durga or Lord Shivji. Why this is described? Because we are living entity. We don't have mind how to live here, how to work here, how to perform our duty. We can take birth here, but just don't know how these things are made in front of our eyes. We see outside the land, earth, water, fire, air, ego, every 24 principles of this universe. We see, smell, touch, feel, taste. These are all related with the principles. Is the steady side, ego, means mind, intelligence. This is also included in the principles. So in this way, we sing the different people also. We call them demigods. Demigods are just like the sun, water, air, fire. They do the job 12 hours or 13, 14 hours, rightly or perfectly. Moon do the job 12 hours perfectly. We as a living entity, we don't know also how to work. By doing the work 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, we become tired and not do the work also perfectly. So this way we call them higher type of people. They see the Lord also face to face. They worship there. They go to the Lord from the Vaikuntha planets or meet with the Lords, what to do, what not to do. They talk the universal management or the administrative system. of the Lord. These are all the administrative systems. We do the devotional service 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. We think or feel that we are the best in the universe. We are doing the better job. But the different people are also living in this earth or worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these are the different or supreme. We call them Shivji, Durgaji, and all the demigods. So if you are living in the earth, these people sometimes teach how to live, what to do, what not to do, because we are in the control of them. They teach us how to do the devotional service proper way to the Lord. Bhagavad Gita teaches us very deeply about what is the purpose of our goal. This as we see this we require some help to go from here to other station. We take the help of the rickshaw, taxi, everything. So these are just like that only. These are all also the helpful to go or to take or see us the Lord. To meet with the Lord, they can also help us. If these different people see we have to ask for me devotional service, nothing at all. So in this way, this is the nature of the living entity. If want anything or want to go, first of all we worship the demigods or the supreme authority of this earth. We take the birth here, what we have to do, what we not have to do. If there is no temple, no knowledge, no books or no nothing, they have everything in their minds to build. So in this way, people, man and woman, first of all go to the Shivji or the Durga to meet with here what to do. For worshipping the Durga, there is a system is that you have to perform the different paths. Then worship different system to go to the Lord Goddess Durga or Lord Shivji, because these people are not easily available in our earth. If you worship proper way, they came in different way. So for this, the books are also described how to worship the Durga or the demigods, appeasing these people of the Vrindavan who pursue the past of Durga Devi. Haigreve is Havishyan there to the worship. This which is prepared by the monk and rice without any spices or turmeric. So if you are rich, you purchase the Marble stone of the Durga, Shivji, or any other demigod who worship in this way. If they are poor, they can worship by thinking, making a grave in the ground. So there they worship that Sri Krishna with their husband, as their husband. So they worship the Pateni, which is another name of Goddess Durga. So in this way, they made a sand from the sand doll where this is available, Bank of the Yamraji, where the gopis of the Vrindavan worship the demigods, Goddess Durga. So for worshipping the different demigods, different things require. This is known to the Brahman. The previous thing people do this way, worship. This is can be made of the metal, made of chairs, made of wood, out of stone. It can be considered to the heart of the worshippers. So for getting the good husband, they worship the goddess Durga. As Sri Krishna has their husband, and what the goddess Durga will give and do, what she will do, just don't know. So there, the food also grapes and types of plants. Is whatever the requirement is described here. For worshipping the goddess Durga, they use the chandal pot, flower lamps, incense lamps, and all kinds of presentations. Fruit grains and tracts of flowers. With this, they worship or make the arrangement. So after worshipping, they pray for some benediction. Non-married girl used to pray with great devotion. The goddess Kaitani addressing her as follows. The external energy of the personality of Godhead, the supreme mystic power, the supreme controller of this material world. O goddess, please become to you and arrange our marriage with the son of Nanda Maharaj, Sri Krishna. The Vaishnavas generally do not worship any demigods. Srinathan Das Thakur has strictly forbidden all worship of the demigods. For anyone who wants to advance in devotional service, means this is happening in the Vrindavan. People of the gopis go getting the nice husband